And good afternoon, folks. What would it be being a review of Starfleet Academy Episode 2? So sit back, relax, and of course, enjoy. All right, this is Starfleet Command Epi 2. So I try to give it an open mind when I watch pictures, but again, as you can see right here, I'm a fan. Always been a fan. But there's certain problems with this show that just I cannot understand and is making my head hurt why this show exists. Okay. Now, one of the things about Star Trek is when you go through almost all of Star Trek shows before Discovery, one of the first things that you notice that they don't do is curse. They don't curse. They'll way around it. You'll know what the meaning is and everything else to that. But there's no cursing in Star Trek. There's no profanities. And so far, I've seen so many f bombs. I've seen so many flip offs, and I'm talking about the finger and everything else like that. That I'm like, what am I watching here? Because none of the shows were about that. None of it had that inside of it. And again, I've watched all the way to Enterprise. I've watched everything after that point, and you notice between Enterprise and before, you didn't have that. And then afterwards, Picard started doing again. This is the Kurtzman stuff, which again I hate this man with a passion, but that's beside the point. Everything had f bombs or things or fighting or just completely unprofessional stuff that I'm just like, what am I watching here? Okay, that's number one. That's number one. Number one. Okay, now a couple of things that are bothering me too is the technology. Now we got holographic people like the Doctor here and everything else like that. Now, if you remember episode of TNG where there was a person that had basically a suit on that made them gave them anti-gravity. So they can float around and do everything else like that without the encumbrance of gravity. So we have a lot of ones inside of here that you see wheelchairs everywhere. Why? If we have the technology for stuff to go floating and floating a person up and everything else that in gravity, why are we using a wheelchair? That absolutely makes zero freaking sense to me at all. Like, what? It bothers me so much that the technology is so wrong. It's just incredible. Okay, now into the main story here. It's about the Betazoids or Beta Zeds, however you want to call them. Why do they need a voice synthesizer? Even though they'd been in isolation for 100 years. What were they known for doing? Their minds. At this point, they should be completely telepathic and they can just broadcast what they're saying into people's brains. Again, Deanna was kind of exception to the rule, but again, you had more stuff going on because you're busy Betazoid and Betazoid. You can see them communicating like this all the time. And if this is far farther into the future and they've been isolated, you know that their brain power when it comes to telepathic thoughts or impressions should be able to push way past that and everything else like that. Now, one of the central characters inside of here is this meatball here, and the new one here, and you have the new characters that Beta said, the young girl and everything else to that. And even though she has a suppressor on her neck, why would you need a suppressor on her neck? I mean, Betazoids are able to calm their stuff down. But anyway, you mean to tell me she couldn't feel what the main character was going through all the way through, even with the suppressor? Okay, even without the suppressor. You have the dad, the brother, all these other beta sets should be able to lock in and see everything that's going on in their minds about the Federation and what's going on. And they can't see that or feel that or know this? So the beta sets have got downgraded to basically nothing. Okay. Okay. Next, what the F is going on with? We have the War College and we have the Academy thing. There was one thing. One! They were intertwined. Well, color the burn. We needed a war. Again, what was the one thing Star Trek didn't really do? Was war unless it's absolutely necessary. But now we have a war college? What? So basically, went back to Archer days and stuff like that when you got the Makos, essentially. Is that what we're doing? Where, you had the separate branches for that was separated. Now they're separated again. So we then went retro. Okay. Again. All right. Then we have this smart ass here. Now again, I have no problem with people that are however you want to call them. The problem I'm having is likable character. Why is she here? She wasn't liked on Discovery. Why would you bring an unlikable character into the mix and throw it into a show that's already bad and add something onto it? What? Huh. Okay. I just don't understand how this works. And then you have the people, the main person here, walking around with no shoes on, drinking someone else's coffee on the desk like we're 5-year-olds. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Huh? You are a captain. Where? Scratch that. You are a chancellor of a university. Then you wonder why the kids are acting like they're complete buffoons when the top person is acting like a buffoon. The only thing that saves this show, and I'm not really saying it's saved. I think it's dead for now. But the acting of Vance, again, they could have made the Starfleet Academy thing with Vance. Don't get me wrong, Holly Hunter is doing the best, but they wrote her in just wrong. So Vance basically steals the show almost in every scene he's in. The this new girl here, again, you see the chip on the side of it, the neck and everything else of that. Why are they're being naked all the time? This is what I'm saying, that this is more a 90210 type of show, because there's always someone with their shirt off. It's like, why? Well, we don't need to see shirtless people all the time. Again, I know every now and then you've seen low skin, but this is the second episode in, and we've seen skin all in episode 1 and skin all in episode 2. What's going on here? Why? Okay. More. The doctor singing in the background his opera thing. Why is that a thing? Again, this is the second episode in, and he's doing a concert. Why do we need to hear this opera in the background? Why? What's up with the actual learning and showing stuff you're supposed to be doing? Classes are. It's supposed to be showing the interaction of the kids in classes and how they would different scenarios and everything else like that, or how they adapt to physics or this or that. How are you going to have it an educational thing where you have a slime The only way you fail a class in Stupid Academy, because that's what I'm start calling it, only way you can fail a class in Stupid Academy is to die. I mean, literally, the doctor says the only way you can fail this class is to actually die. No, don't mess up the thing, get all of yourself, contaminate yourself. That's only rating a C. What? How are these guys the best of the best? These are the best of the losers. Hell, I'll take Dow. From Prodigy. The Prodigy guys did it better because at least they had the artificial Janeway teaching them the right way. Here, I don't know what's going on, and all it's doing is pissing me off. So, Starfleet Academy 2 is worse than Starfleet Academy 1, the first episode, because it's like the ship is going down fast. Somebody put a photon torpedo to somebody's head and just blew their brains out, because Jesus Christ, this show is just worse. So I'm telling you, this is one of these that I gave the first one a 3. I'm giving this one a 2 because it's worse. It's making less sense than the first one did, and the member berries that they're dropping here, Kirk Pavilion, the people on the wall, stop jerking our chains. We know these characters. We know Kirk would literally be spinning over in his grave if this was the academy he came to. So, thank you guys for watching. My name is Warp 103. Warp out. Have fun. Yeah, we're going to catch you guys on the next one.